What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Thunder Sports Pod. We got a special guest with us, Firespitter, including JT and your boy Stash with us.
Always,
That's
baby. It's
good.
always a good day to be back.
Yes, sir. So, football is right around the corner, guys. So, are you looking forward to it?
I'm so excited.
What kind of
So
question
ready
is
for
that?
this season.
What kind of question is that? I'm always ready for football.
Man, I cannot wait. It's already August, so next month it'll be football time. College football, NFL, whatever you want. It's going to be electrifying. But let's dive into the topics at hand real quick. So, who are the top five most underrated running backs of the 2010 era, in your opinion?
So when you say underrated, I went off of guys who I think that don't get a lot of credit and a lot of people have forgotten about. So I'll give you
Mm.
my five. I got Doug the Muscle Hamster Martin. I got David Johnson.
Ooh.
I got LeGarrette Blunt, Melvin Gordon,
Mm.
and Devontae Freeman.
Okay. I like the Freeman pick. I like that one. He was a crucial part to that offense when they went to the Super Bowl. People
Crucial.
forget about
It's
him.
a crucial reason why they lost that Super Bowl too.
Well, very true.
I got my five is Matt Forte,
Mm.
uh, LaShawn McCoy, like especially like back in the Bills era, he still was producing. Uh, Arian Foster,
Oh yeah.
I really loved like seeing like his draft year and everything too. Like was actually probably like the year I really started getting back into football too.
Mm.
And then he just also had like a great signature, like, celebration when he get in the
Yeah.
touchdown in the end zone. Ray Rice was another good one
Ooh.
too.
The
Like
player, the football
even
player.
he had a
Elevator.
yeah, he had a yeah, the football player, like he had a short career, but the football player was really good.
Oh yeah.
And then a personal favorite, Le'Veon Bell too. Like
Mm.
he hurtled over my Lions. I had him in fantasy when I first started fantasy in 2017 too, and he just balled for me. Like I got him like third round. Like everybody
Man,
was like so
what a
new to
steal.
fantasy. Loved it.
Oh yeah.
Should have never left Pittsburgh though.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
facts,
Mm-mm.
facts, facts.
Man. Man, that trio though in Pittsburgh, I mean, just take a minute to remember that Big Ben, AB,
For
Le'Veon
and
real,
Bell.
Bell.
the killer bees,
Ooh.
man.
Definitely.
Them killer bees.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. But for my five running backs, most underrated of the 2010 era, first guy, Broncos running back. Helped them get to the Super Bowl with Manning and them boys. CJ Anderson.
It's a good one.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I always loved watching him play because he wasn't the most athletic guy, but he would get you yards regardless whenever his name was called. Chris Ivory for the Jets. I always, for
Ooh.
some reason, picked him up in Madden and in fantasy. He would be pretty productive for the most part. And then for the Redskins, yes, the Redskins, back before they were the Commanders, Alfred Morris.
Ooh.
That's probably probably my favorite pick out of these five. And then I've got CJ Spiller.
Ooh,
Short
that's a good
career, but he was pretty electrifying. Honorable mention, Chargers, Ryan Matthews.
Hey.
that was a good one too. I
Mm,
really like that Spiller choice.
oh yeah,
He was
yes
really
sir. But
underrated actually.
guys, let us know down below which team, one through five, did you like better, Stashes, JTs, or Fire Spitters? We'll go ahead and transition to the next topic, guys. So, top three favorite quarterbacks in the league. Go ahead.
Firespitter, you want to take?
Well,
You want to start us
yeah,
off?
I was gonna say my top three favorite right now. Obviously, right now, currently the number one quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Whoa,
Ooh, number
Yeah,
one.
whoa.
I've been following this guy since Louisville. I was really upset when these commentators and analysts were saying he needs to play receiver when he was trying getting the draft. I was so happy that the Ravens traded up for the 32nd pick to pick him up. I truly do believe he's gonna get that one for him, like one
Mm,
day.
I
But not
mean,
not this year. Not
yeah.
this year. My Lions, man. My Lions
Oh,
this
yeah.
year.
We'll see about it. They might have to wait and see. The NFC is definitely an easier road to the Super Bowl, so
Right,
you got
right.
that.
Then I got my boy Jared Goff. I feel like he's just got such cool, calm composure. Especially like with the media and everything too. He's just a leader in the locker room and everything. Like just great football player, like all around. I'd say.
Oh,
And then Josh Allen. It's just such a great guy.
Josh Allen's
Like,
just fun to watch.
yeah, exactly. Like just taking people down with him when he's getting tackled and
I
rushing for
like those.
yards.
I like those three. I love the Josh Allen pick. He's in one of my top three picks as well. But Stash, you go ahead. I won't talk no more. This is your stage to talk. Top three, lay it down on us for.
My top three. I'm gonna show my age here. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna show my age. I got Russell Wilson. He's one of my favorite QBs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got Aaron Rodgers. Is also another one of my favorite QBs to watch in the league. He's an old head, but man, he is one of the best to ever do it. And then number one is the future Hall of Fame quarterback Jordan Love.
Get out of here, bruh. You know the two
No,
NFC North
nonsense.
guys.
Nonsense.
Yeah, you guys don't
Yeah,
want.
we don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear Rodgers. You don't want to hear Love.
No.
But no, both Rodgers and Wilson. I have core memories of just watching the game that I'll never forget with both those guys. And Love, I thought is going to be just an excellent player, and I've been excited to see him play. I know he's been sitting behind Rodgers, and that's one of the reasons I'm excited to see how he plays this year. Because last year he played really well. I want to see if he can continue with it too, because I think learning from a Hall of Fame quarterback like that is so important, and we don't get that enough. So I think I want to see if he can take the strides to be the next Hall of Fame QB in Green Bay.
I will give them credit where credit is due. Green Bay is fantastic at developing quarterbacks and not rushing them into the starting position.
That is true. I can't deny that either.
Yeah. Yeah, we got terrorized, the Lions and the Vikings, by Rodgers, and I really hope that Jordan Love is not the next one to do the same thing.
Facts, especially this year.
Oh, yeah. But let us know down below, guys. Do you like Firespitters or Stash's top three quarterbacks better? I'm going to give you mine real quick before we move on to the next topic here. So, my top three favorite quarterbacks in the league. Number one, Stash might know, it is Joe Burrow, baby. Joe Shiesty. I love Joe Burrow, man.
He's looking like Slim Shiesty right now.
Yeah, honestly though, like the new look. I mean, going back to his high school days with the blonde and the little buzz cut looking like. But
I love it. He said he's just bored,
facts. I think if he stays healthy, he wins MVP.
Ooh.
I think
Yeah,
he's
I can
got
see
that
that.
much talent to really do it. And this might be the last year they have T. Higgins under contract. So you've
Yeah.
got to make sure that you get the best.
Hopefully you don't sit out,
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
You know.
But you got Jamar Chase and the rest of that. They lost Joe Mixon though. They lost Joe Mixon, so the running back room is gonna have to step up this year big time.
I think Zach Moss was a great addition. He did really well
was.
taking over for JT last year. I think it was a good pickup, actually.
Really, really underrated. I'd suggest
agree.
getting him in fantasy as well.
Oh yeah. But my number two quarterback is Bills Mafia is gonna like this one, Josh Allen. I just love his swagger on the field, running people over. He doesn't care about sliding. He ain't gonna do that. He don't care about the potential injuries. He loves the game. He loves the physicality of the sport, and I respect that a lot. He throws a lot of picks though, which I don't really care. He's not my quarterback, but I love the ability of him taking risks, and more times than not, they pay off.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely, indeed.
And number three, everybody. I'm surprised one of you guys didn't have him on this list. The young star in Houston, CJ Stroud. Man, I absolutely love watching this kid play, man. I mean, off the field, I love who he is, standing up for his faith. But on the field, he's an amazing athlete. And Houston, they turned around their franchise really quickly.
I love Stroud's character. Just not a big fan of the college he came from.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Oh, yeah. But, guys, let us know down below. Which top three favorite quarterback list did you like better between all three of us? But moving on to the next topic, let's dive into it. Start, bench, cut, NFL wide receiver edition. All right, we got T. Higgins.
Okay.
Amari Cooper, Michael Pittman Jr. Who wants to start?
Let you take it,
Oh,
boy Stash.
right now, like right now in their careers,
Right
right?
now,
I just
in
want to
this
double
moment.
check. I just want to double check on that. I was like, because that's gonna play the big factor for me here.
Yeah.
Give me. I'm starting Michael Pittman Jr.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Who are you benching and cutting?
Mm, thinking.
I'm gonna
That's tough. Isn't it?
put Higgins on the bench.
Higgins,
Whoa,
you're cutting Amari?
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I know. I know.
that's kind of
I
crazy.
I think. Yeah, I'm cutting Amari.
Okay. Word. I respect it. I
It's
think we all
tough.
gonna
All right. I'll tell you this. I am going to start Amari Cooper.
word.
All right.
Okay.
Amari Cooper still got it. And he's playing with Joe Flacco at quarterback.
No,
I
he
think
don't have
Deshaun Watson.
Flacco.
I'm just saying last year, you know. I think Deshaun Watson, like when healthy and like getting a whole routine finally going for him, like I feel like Amari Cooper still can produce, you know, for that team. And then I would be benching Michael Pittman and
Mm.
cutting T. Higgins. Currently, with
Oh,
the
okay.
contract issues and
Yeah.
everything,
That's
his
fair.
attitude not really getting practicing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let him play.
That's fair.
Okay. So, guys, we all have three different lists, and I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate here.
You got Higgins
Um,
as your first. I
I
know
am
it.
starting T. Higgins
Yeah, I
Ooh.
knew it.
because hear me out, hear me out. I think he's gonna have this chip on his shoulder this upcoming year. Double teams towards Jamar Chase's way. He's gonna free up opportunities down the field for T. He's just a great jump ball guy. He goes up and gets the ball more times than not. And I think he could have a stellar 2024 season. But ultimately, I think he's just flat out better than the other two guys. Amari Cooper, great route runner, but he's getting older. So that's why I give the
That's
edge to
kind of why I
Higgins
cut him.
over Amari. As well as the quarterback play, man. I'm not a huge believer in Deshaun going back to prime Deshaun. So we'll have to wait and see how he does fully healthy with the Browns this upcoming season. But with that being said, I am benching Amari Cooper. I think the talent level is just still there. Michael Pittman Jr., I'm cutting you purely on the fact of target share. They got A.D. Mitchell, and they have plenty of other weapons on the outside. So,
JT, running receiver, you know.
exactly, Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor running the
yeah.
ball. Anthony
80,
Richardson going to be running the ball as well.
80 Mitchell
So,
is not producing well in camp.
and then that,
Apparently.
yeah, I mean, they got Josh Downs. People sleep on him, year two player upcoming.
True.
So I think Michael Pittman
That's
Jr.
fair.
will have a solid year, but I'm just scared on the target share. So I think right now I'm going T, Amari, Michael Pittman Jr.
I think everybody in the comments needs to say which one of our three lists is correct because we're
Exactly.
all different.
We're very different.
Guys, drop it down below in the comments which list is the best and the most correct in your eyes. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic. Start, bench, cut, tight end edition. Another game for us. We got Kyle Pitts, Dallas Goddard, Dalton Kincaid.
Mm.
I'd say I'd probably be starting Dallas Goddard
Mm.
just because like he's got like a lot of other weapons around him, but he's still been producing pretty well for that team. And like just because like in my opinion, he's just a great player altogether too. Like at tight end. Then I'd probably put Dalton Kincaid at two. He's a rookie, but I feel like he's definitely gonna step up year two, like for Josh Allen,
He has
like
to.
especially with Diggs leaving and everything too. Like and Dawson Knox coming off of an injury last year too. I feel like he'll still be a little shaky. Like so, next man up. Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna like sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't know how Kirk is gonna do with you. You know, like I respect Kirk, but he's been in the quarterback rotation already, and it hasn't been working out.
Yeah.
I would agree with that heavy. The Kyle Pitts one's weird because that's the guy on here that I had to really think about on this list because Kyle Pitts is when he got drafted, they were like, "This is a generational talent. He's gonna be he has the potential to be one of the best tight ends of all time," and he has been wasted in Atlanta, just completely wasted. Now, I don't think Kirk can get him the ball much less than the other QBs. I will be fair on that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. That is fair.
I mean, him getting the ball, them throwing the ball 3 more extra times a game is going to be a huge improvement on his stats. So, but I'm going to take Dallas Goddard as my number 1. I'm going to take Kyle Pitts as my number 2. I do think he gets more play. Kirk likes his tight ends a lot. So I think that'll be a big thing on him. So I'm gonna take Kyle at 2, and I'm gonna bench him, and then I'm gonna have to cut Kincaid.
Okay.
We got a 3 different lists again.
We do have 3 different lists again. All right, so I'm gonna break it down real quick of why I'm right on this one. So,
Okay.
Kyle Pitts, I'm starting you, number 1 option. I think Kirk Cousins has utilized tight ends almost more than anybody in the entire league. So he's probably, honestly, I could see him lining up at the wide receiver position, utilizing him more out wide instead of in the box. But I'm finally buying into the hype this year, folks. I think Kyle Pitts has a good year. Kirk Cousins gets him the ball enough to where he can be a threat. So, with that being said, I'm benching Dalton Kincaid. I think that, now hear me out. I've heard rumors in training camp so far that he's going to be a focal point, him and Keon Coleman, of this aerial attack, new, really, revamped offense for the Bills. No Diggs this year, guys. No Stephon Diggs. No Diva in the building. So I think the targets could be there for Dalton. Very athletic tight end. Needs to work on his pass protection a little bit, but that didn't really affect the yards at all. So I like the upside of Kincaid this year, and I'm cutting Dallas Goddard. I think it was a close decision for me, but if you asked me this last year, I would have flip-flopped Kincaid and Dallas. I think this year Kincaid really has a good season, and Dallas Goddard still a good tight end. Don't get it twisted. I just don't think he gets enough targets this year with Saquon Barkley in an Eagles uniform, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. I mean, them boys.
Got a lot of weapons.
They do have a lot of weapons. I feel like Hurts though. He just likes his tight ends to just enough to where he may give him enough targets, may share him with love.
And health has a lot to do with it too. Like which one of those guys are going to stay healthy down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's big. That's always a big thing to look at any QB, but any position on the field. Injuries are if you're hurt a lot, it's going to hurt your career.
All right, guys, let us know down below which list was the best. JT stashes or Firespitters? But let's move on to the next topic. Another game we have on our hands. Start, bench, cut, quarterback edition. Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, and Russell Wilson.
Oh, I hate to do this. Okay. Right now, I'm starting Jared Goff. He hasn't been hurt. He's been able to hit for his team on a consistent level. So I'm taking him on this. And then I'll take Murray and put him on the bench, and I'm going to cut Russ because of his age. So I'm gonna cut Russ on the age there. Ugh. Even though if you go look at the stats, he had the same stats as Patty Mahomes last year. Russ did. Just to throw that out there for y'all.
Dang.
I'm in a complete agreement with Stash right there. I will be starting my man Jared Goff, especially over. I will be benching Kyler because I feel like he's got the mobility and everything. It's great. That's not always matter in the quarterback position. Like Jared Goff is like one of those last like field general-esque quarterbacks in the league, and we're not supposed to sleep on that, in my opinion. Then I would be benching Russ. I'm not a big believer in what he's produced in those 2 years with the Broncos. Yeah, he may have better stats than Mahomes, but he did not get a ring or anything,
No. Not this year.
Yeah. That's
Not
very
to
true.
see.
Maybe in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So, guys, this is the first time where we all agree on the same topic. So, I'm starting Jared Goff. In my opinion,
My
I think he's
man.
the best quarterback out of these three. I mean, you can just watch the tape. He's just consistent with his throws down the field with accuracy, anticipation. I mean, he's got great receivers. Don't get it twisted, but I think he's just the best quarterback on this list, simply put. So I'm benching Kyler Murray. I love, like you said, how his scrambled ability puts him slightly above Russell Wilson. Age definitely plays a factor. He's younger than Russ, but a fully healthy Kyler Murray, I think the league better watch out. I don't think the Cardinals will make the playoffs, but I think Kyler could have a sneaky good season next year with the addition of the newly acquired Marvin Harrison Jr. Let's not forget. So that's going to be a big addition to that Cards offense.
You
That's
mean the best
definitely
pick in the draft? Who should have been number one?
Possibly. Not me. We'll have to wait and see. Only
maybe,
time will
right?
tell.
Right?
Yeah.
They could have just kept Fields, then just had
hmm
all the elite receivers.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I have to cut Russ. I mean, I hate it, but out of these three guys, he's last.
Yeah,
And
Russ is older than everyone else too.
exactly.
Oh,
And
yeah,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. He got a Super Bowl ring
He
or
did.
two.
He went to
Like,
two
Mhm.
ring.
you
He
know,
went to two appearances.
yeah, 2 appearances,
Yeah.
but that's how long ago now?
Long time ago.
A
Since
hot
since
minute.
Manning was
Hot minute.
around, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, let Russ cook.
Yeah, yeah.
Steelers Nation,
But
let's meld.
yeah, ultimately, yeah, that's um I think in Pittsburgh though, Russ can have a revitalized season under Mike Tomlin. They've got some weapons around Russ to really kind of help him more so than what Denver offered him last year. So we'll have to wait and see what Russell can do this upcoming season. But I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Fields sometime this season might take his job. I mean, there was reports in camps that, Wilson hasn't been participating in camp because of a lingering injury, and Fields has been looking pretty good. So that's all he needs is a slight chance to take over in Pittsburgh.
I think he needs another either quarterback. I think either one of them needs another wide receiver. I think it's really important. That's why I've been so
Hey.
gung ho on them getting Brandon Ayuk. I think
Yep.
that's the best
I-
option for them.
Yep.
Him
I
and
do love the
Pickens.
addition,
Oh
though.
wow.
I love the addition though of their young O line though that they got, like so much rookie talent that they picked up.
Oh yeah.
Like it's really underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, and I still agree. I think they're gonna have the best defense in football next year too. Yeah, I
Maybe
think,
we'll have to wait. I mean,
I
they've
think
got a solid defense for sure. But guys, we're moving on to the next topic. So let me know. One hot take for the upcoming NFL season. What is it?
I don't know if this is a hot take. So I was talking about this earlier. So I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think the Rams are going to have a top 5 D line this year without Aaron Donald.
Okay.
If that combo, like with their D line, that the first 2 draft picks that they pick up, like actually
Brandon Fisk and Jared Verse.
transitions into from college to the league, like
Mm.
just the way they're seeing it or imagining it. Like I can totally see where you come from.
Like I said, I think that's gonna be. I know losing Aaron Donald is like a huge loss to any team, but I think these two guys are gonna definitely help that D line. It's like I think that it's not gonna take as much of a hit as they think it's gonna take. I think that D line's still gonna be nasty.
Yeah, I could see that. Real quick, so mine is a really hot take. All 4 conference championships, NFC teams, AFC teams, all 4 teams, they're going to be new teams in the NFC Championship and AFC Championship, all 4 teams next year. So
Oh.
everyone that made it last year is not making it this upcoming season.
What?
Yep.
That is
No
really
Chiefs,
hot.
no Ravens, no Niners, no Lions,
Nope.
No Bucks.
Nope.
no Bucks.
Like
So,
that,
listen.
in my opinion, is a gimme for the Bucks. To be honest.
Bro,
Hear me out.
that is
You got
definitely a hot
Eagles.
take. This is
Yeah,
nuclear.
Eagles, Cowboys,
Oh,
Bucks,
Yeah.
Packers.
Mm.
Eagles, Bucks.
One of those 4 could easily make it. And possibly quite even two.
The Falcons too.
Falcons.
Yeah,
Swapping, you
if
know.
Kirk gets going, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like
then AFC. I
Wow.
mean, AFC is tough, man. AFC is extremely tough. I could see the Bengals.
it's very competitive, especially with
If
their
the Dolphins
quarterback.
get hot, never
Dolphins
know.
haven't won a playoff game in 20 something years. So I'm just
Hey.
gonna put that out there.
Might be this year though.
It could. It could be. I don't believe in Tua though, so he can't play in the cold.
A little honorable mention, hot take. This little homer pick, by the way. So, you need to know the name Ivan Pace Jr. Okay, he is going to be an All-Pro linebacker this year. He's going to be a top 5 linebacker in the NFL after this season.
Ooh,
That's a hot take indeed.
that is a hot take. There's a lot of. I can name a lot of really good linebackers.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh,
He just has to be 5.
That's fair.
Top
hot
five.
take: Mike Evans reaches 1,000 yards on the season.
Hey, that ain't
Oh,
hot.
That's
ice
cold. I know. I
Ice
know.
cold. I'd say my high take, and it's a personal hot take too. I personally think Terrion Arnold gets Defensive Rookie of the Year,
Ooh.
I like that.
and it's like Hutch, in my opinion, he should have gotten it over
Sauce.
Sauce. You know, shoot, even Hutch had more picks than Sauce. You know,
That is a
But-
wild stat.
so anyway, I think Terrion Arnold gets that like Defensive Rookie of the Year just because Hutch wanted that.
I like that though.
Yeah.
He's the number one corner in the draft. If anyone can do it, it's him. You guys needed the help there, so
Exactly.
there's a good shot of it.
I mean, I'm surprised he fell that far. We've talked about this several times. He was my favorite corner in this year's class. Extremely physical, great at press coverage. So I think he could be a great corner for y'all for years to come, unfortunately.
Especially with that Brian Branch combo from Alabama. Whew.
hmm
If it
Oh, yeah.
transitions just the way we're imagining it, oh my goodness.
Oh,
the
man.
last of May or Alabama's head coach's like legacy, you know.
Oh, Saban, yeah.
Exactly.
Saban, yeah,
That's true.
Saban's.
Out of there. You gone. But guys, yeah, let us know down below if you have a hot take for this upcoming NFL season. Drop it in the comments. But going on to move to the next topic, this is very interesting. So if you could take one player from each of your division rivals, who would it be?
I'm gonna let y'all go first since y'all in the same division.
Okay. I'll let you go ahead.
I personally, man. First, I'm gonna say it's gonna be obviously the highest guy, Jetta, highest paid receiver. You know,
Oh,
we
God.
obviously take him with St.
Yes, sir.
Brown
Ooh,
and JMO. Then as the
no.
three, like just put him as like our Debo, running like behind and sweeping and stuff, just for shoots and giggles.
That would be wild. Yeah. That'd be
Then
great. Yeah.
I'd say an honorable mention, Jordan Love, just so he can sit behind Jared Goff for another 4 years.
Hey, doing us a service, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, for Chicago though.
Yeah, you take.
Oh, for Chicago, I'd say, give me probably Caleb Williams just to sit behind
Yeah.
Goff.
I mean, that's
You know,
smart.
That's
Yeah.
actually really
Like,
smart.
another 2-3 years, like sure.
I thought you were
Mhm.
gonna pick Swift so he could sit behind Monty,
Three-headed monster.
Monty
Yeah, no.
and Gibbs to show him what like you can
I've-
run the ball without getting hurt.
I've seen enough of Swift's play. Like he's broken my heart too many times, thinking he was gonna be good.
I like the Caleb Williams pick actually there a lot.
Mhm.
That was really good.
Yeah,
And then-
he may paint his nails, but he knows how to throw a ball.
True. What about for Green Bay, the final division?
Oh, he said.
Oh yeah, Jordan
Oh,
Love.
Lord,
that's
no,
honorable
okay.
mention.
Take him. Just I guess that'd be an honorable mention.
Might as
Oh,
well, yeah.
who? Probably. I
What's
don't know.
Declan Xavier?
Probably-
What's his name?
Actually, I like Dobbs, the receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's underrated in my opinion.
Mhm.
I do
for
like
their
Rob.
team.
I do like
I
Dobbs.
and I feel like we do need like a solid receiver 3, you know, for our team.
Yeah.
So like if we could actually like trade for a receiver 3 in the division, like hey, pick up Dobbs, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
honestly. I like those picks. I've got all different ones though. So I mean, of course, this is going to be different because each team's
Yeah,
need is going to be different.
Oh yeah.
For the Bears, the Vikings desperately need corner help, everybody. So we're taking Jalen Johnson,
That's a
the
good pick.
best, one of the best corners in the league. He's
Yeah.
very slept on. I don't know why no one gives him any praise, which is kind of crazy to
yeah,
me.
that's actually true. He should have been in top 100 in my opinion.
Should have been for sure. But Jalen Johnson would be nice, so I'm taking him from
Mm,
Chicago easily. Lions. I've thought about this one. Thought about this one hard. It's between two players, Aiden Hutchinson
Ooh.
and Frank Ragnow. We need
Ooh.
some D-line help, and we need a center that
yeah,
can actually block.
so he's a really underrated center too, in my opinion. He
So,
should have also been a top 100 or at
oh
least
yeah,
honorable mention, like
Mhm.
110.
Yeah. Um, Man, that's tough. I think I'm leaning towards Frank Ragnow. I'm gonna take Frank at the center position because for the next position I'm gonna pick will help my D line with Green Bay. I'm taking Rashawn Gary. He's gonna have a great
Ooh.
year this season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for the Vikings, they need to block that man better because he is a menace on that line. And I think if we got Jalen Johnson, Frank Ragnow, and Rashawn Gary, that would be absolutely amazing.
Woo.
That would be elite.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. All right. So I've got mine. Actually, the guy that it's crazy. The guy I would want from Chicago is Sweat.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, off the
Yeah.
that's a
edge,
good
yeah,
I
one.
yeah.
love Sweat, bro. Led the Commanders last year in sacks. Got traded halfway through the season. Led the Bears in sacks.
He's a
Like
beast.
that blew my mind. I was like, what is he doing?
His get off on the line is absolutely incredible. Like his timing to be able to watch the ball every snap and get off, like he's one of the quickest edge players to get off.
No wonder they had to give a second for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But
he actually really produced,
Mhm.
especially with his age.
yeah, that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. So NFC South. So all right, I kind of picked all offensive players on this. So just stick with me here. For the Falcons, I took Kyle Pitts. I think
Mm.
adding him to that lineup with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and I guess McMillan right now, or Palmer is that third guy. Uh, from the Saints, who I can't stand. I picked this guy because he would help our team a lot, even though I'm not a big fan of him. I'm taking Alvin Kamara as a running back. Him and Rashad White. Who's getting the ball?
Ooh.
Who like they if
Right,
they go if they
right.
both go uh, left and right?
Run
Who's
the
getting it?
opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third guy I thought was just like I think he's gonna have a really good year. I picked a rookie for the Panthers, and I took
Xavier Leggett.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I
I like it.
really like him. I think he's gonna be a really good wide receiver for years to come. I hate that he
Dude.
plays for the Panthers, but I'm so stoked for him.
Have you heard his country accent,
Bro,
bro?
yes I have. Why you think I like him so much?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't even think I
yeah.
sound country, but everyone else says I do.
But dude, he's electrifying. At Carolina, he was extremely fast. I mean, his yards after catch was phenomenal. And I think if y'all got him, I mean, just imagine like that trio: Chris Godwin, Evans, and him.
Yeah, I so that I just like I really like watching him play, and like when I was thinking about that team, I was trying to think about who I wanted because
Mhm.
I'll be real, there's not a whole lot of players on the team I wanted, so but he was the guy I was like, yeah, I just really liked watching him play, so
Mm.
yeah, I went with him. I think I still hate Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, Kamara, he's still got some gas left in the tank, but I wonder for how long,
Yeah.
type deal. But we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic, everybody. So, which NFL vet deserves another shot on an NFL team?
So I've got this. I think my guy is definitely slept on here, and he actually said something about it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you got a fair point. I'm taking Stephon Gilmore.
Mm.
Can you name me 64 corners who are better than him in the league right now?
Facts.
No, I like. There's no reason he shouldn't be signed to a team. You know he's gonna help you out. Is he getting older? Yes, but he's still playing really well.
Right.
I agree.
I feel like my Lions would pick him up, but we already got like pretty deep corners, like with youth too and talent.
Oh yeah.
But him being a past Saint with Dan Campbell, like it probably would be, and all the defensive coordinator too. Like I think it would be magic.
Mm, for sure. I think that'd be an excellent pick. For my pick, everybody, I know your boy Theo Ash has been disrespecting Dalvin Cook for the longest time. So it is about time we get this man on a roster spot. I'm tired of the disrespect. I know his yards per carry is not the greatest since he left Minnesota, especially in his last season with us, but he's definitely deserving to be on a roster spot. He doesn't have to be the starting running back anymore. His prime days are probably over. Still very serviceable. One of the best running backs out of the backfield to catch the ball. I mean, he can make a guy miss still. And I think he's very deserving to be on a roster to make an impact on any team. So I definitely miss him in his prime with Minnesota, watching those crazy highlights of his, but I think he's still got some gas left in the tank.
My pick, Justin Simmons from the Broncos. I think he's probably
Ooh,
currently the best safety that is on free agency right
Mm-hmm.
now.
that's a
Him
great
That's a
pick.
or
great pick.
Quandre Diggs from Seattle and Detroit.
Yeah.
They are maybe old, but the safety position still is important for teams,
Yeah.
I do not know how Justin Simmons is still an available free agent.
right?
Do you think the safety position is just getting so like I don't want to
Like the
say
running back market?
yeah, it's getting it's
Undervalued.
undervalued.
Hmm.
And if you're not like a top safety, then you're just an average safety. Is I think how people are starting to look at it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Justin Simmons.
I
If
mean, I wouldn't say
he
Justin
joins the
Simmons is
team,
average. I would say
yeah,
Justin
I
Simmons is up
exactly.
there.
He's underrated or overrated in my opinion. Like for that safety group, like him with Surtain, Patrick Surtain
Mm,
was just so good.
it
Yeah,
was.
they would lock down half the field for you. I mean, don't get me
Right.
wrong, they still had 70 points dropped on them by Miami last year,
Yeah.
but
There's other
Yeah.
reasons for that
yeah,
too.
Man, them Denver days, they used to have some really good defenders. I mean, they had Derek Wolfe, Von Miller,
Champ Bailey,
and who?
Champ Bailey.
Champ, I was about to say Champ Bailey back in the day.
Mhm.
So.
Ouch! Back in the day.
Okay, Unc, I'm playing.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
be an
funny.
uncle this
Um,
week.
but guys, let us know in the comments which available free agent do you think deserves to be on an NFL roster? But we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic at hand. Which player do you wish that never got hurt in the NFL?
So I went back and did my research on this one. So I got a really cool name that I kind of pulled on this. So I'm going with Starling Sharp.
Sterling Sharp?
Sterling Sharp.
Yeah.
Uh, he only played 7 years before he injured his neck that caused him to retire. But he had 8,000 yards, 65 touchdowns. He played 100 or he started at 112 games and he played every one of them. He started them every game, every season. He never missed. And he averaged 13.7 yards per catch. Like he was on
Jeez.
pace to have some of the break. Was on pace to be up there with Jerry and like those guys for the
Right.
injury. So I think that if that he doesn't get hurt, like I think people remember his name a lot more.
Mhm. That's a great pick, man. I love that.
I chose a player that actually didn't get hurt, but he left due to getting like fear of getting hurt in the like future. Chris Broadland from the
Mm.
49ers. He was a rookie in 2014. This guy was a beast on the field, I'm telling you. He had 107 total sacks as a rookie at linebacker and sack like or total tackles, and he had a sack, forced fumble recovery, and 2 interceptions.
Wow.
But he just didn't want to deal with like the concussions and like the like it's like such a touchy subject,
Yeah.
too, like back in the day also.
Yeah.
I am
So
glad that it's a little easier for people to talk about now, and we can address the issues with it that have came with that.
Mhm.
And so I do think him stepping away was and showing the fear in that among some players is definitely like was a good thing to help.
I
promote-
respect him though
Yeah.
for doing that
Definitely.
100%. Like it's not for everybody. It's like
Mhm.
to be honest, football is a current blood sport.
That's very true. And honestly, it's extremely scary when you think about it. Like the head trauma, the CTE effects when you're older, and a lot of people didn't look into it that much until like what 15, 16 years ago, whenever they started paying more attention to the CTE cases, and the doctors actually came out and filed a lawsuit against NFL organization because the fact that they were so negligent of the case of CTE. Um, but I like that pick a lot. I've got two picks if that's okay, guys. So,
All right. My guy didn't get hurt, so
so number one, Mr. Andrew Luck for the Colts.
Yeah.
I think if he
yes.
was never hurt, he could have been an all-time quarterback, Hall of Fame type career. Because the Colts did not did nothing for that man for his offensive line, absolutely nothing. So if they'd have put an O line in front of Andrew Luck and protected him better, who knows what type of career he could have had? Because he was dealing with subpar career play from his O line, to put it at best.
Putting him back out there while he was still injured too was
Crazy.
not the right moves. Not the right moves. I hope they do not do that for AR. Like I'm
Mm.
glad they did not do that to AR.
Yeah,
last
they
season.
learned their lesson.
Yes, yes.
But I don't know why the Colts fans booed him whenever they found out he retired. That
No.
that really just I lost respect for
Heat
a
of
lot
the
of
moment and stuff like
yeah,
that too. A lot
exactly.
of fans were also telling those people knock it off too. So
That's true.
I
It's not the
can see,
majority. It's probably
yeah,
the
not
minority. Yeah.
yeah, the minority of those groups for sure.
hmm But man, Andrew Luck, I would have loved to see. I mean, when you think about Andrew Luck, when I heard him coming out of college, he was the generational type
Yeah.
quarterback. And so many analysts and people say generational quarterback way too often coming out of college. This guy's a generational type caliber player. They turn out to be average at best or bust in the NFL. So,
2020 draft class. Was that the QB crap? That was trash. That everyone was
Trevor
generational.
Lawrence,
Trevor Lawrence,
I
Mac
think I
Jones,
heard
Justin
Bryce
Fields.
Young was also generational.
yeah.
I
I,
haven't given up on Bryce Young just yet. He
Not
had
yet.
nothing
No.
last year. I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah,
base
that's
that
fair.
off of 1 year.
yeah.
He had nothing.
I just don't think Bryce Young is generational. I think he could be a good quarterback. In my terms of generational, what I've seen from the generational prototype quarterback, Andrew Luck, Joe Burrow, and that's it.
Patty Mahomes.
From what I've seen in college.
Oh, in college. In
And
college. Okay.
Oh yeah,
from
that's
college
fair.
going to the
That
pros.
that is fair.
And then
He
I
really
was on
took
the
the
Trevor
jump.
Lawrence bandwagon, but we'll have to wait and see what his career unfolds with.
I've tried to warn you.
Yeah. So my second player, I think you guys could agree with this. Luke Kuechly
Yep.
for the Carolina
100%.
Panthers.
Yes.
Man, it was sad watching his retirement speech. I mean, he was filled with such emotion, knowing that his body just couldn't be out there anymore. One of the best linebackers to ever do it, and I enjoyed watching him play so much.
He's
Oh
such
yeah.
a great guy too. Not like you mentioned it. Like Luke Kuechly and Andrew Luck were probably one of the two nicest players
Oh yeah,
like ever to play the game. Like if Andrew Luck get tackled, he'd just be like, oh, that's okay. Like and high five the guy that sacked
yeah,
him. And then
exactly.
Luke Kuechly be sacking you, and he's like, "I'm so sorry."
Help you up, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and help him up and be a pal, and like next
Uh,
play, right?
oh man, but hey, you guys let us know down below in the comments. Who do you think would be your player that you wish that never got hurt? So, moving ahead to the next topic though. So, basketball talk, guys. So, who has the best high school basketball mixtape of all time?
So I went into this and I had to do some research. I went and watched some highlights and stuff from some players. I have an honorable mention that I watched this film and I'm like, okay, he was a stud. He was a stud in high school. Mac McCullen. For his high, I watched his. I was kind of blown away with his mixtape. I was like, what in the world? I was not expecting it. I know he's a two-time dunk champion now,
Mhm.
but like I don't know. It just caught me so off guard what he was doing. I think he's in the G League now. Like he's in the
Yeah.
so but he hasn't came back fully. But he's a two-time back-to-back dunk champion. So I mean, give credit where credit's due.
Oh yeah.
But my guy that I went and watched his film and I was like, this is crazy. Kyrie Irving's.
Yeah.
I went back and
Oh,
watched
that's crazy,
his,
wasn't it?
and I was like, he's had these handles his whole life. Like the handle, the how much he has in a bag was crazy because I was watching him hit these high
Mm,
schoolers while he's in high school with moves he's hit NBA players with, and I'm like, just like blown away by it. So
crazy.
yeah, so Kyrie Irving definitely one of my all time favorite players
Hmm.
too. But oh man,
Oh
Yeah,
man.
definitely. I'd say a really good one I saw was Vince Carter's
ooh,
his
Yes. Yes,
highlights
sir.
were so good for in high school. And then I'd say an honorable mention, like everybody should go watch my boy Victor Wimbayama. Like
Oh,
hey,
he's
okay.
he's pretty good, like especially in the FIBA World Cup.
Mm,
Like just watch those highlights. That's pretty good stuff.
heck yeah. We all have different players, which I love it, though. It stirs up a little controversy. So, my player that I picked, I'll give you an honorable mention. So, honorable mention was Andrew Wiggins.
oh yeah,
Ooh.
People
bro,
forget about how dominant this man was in high school. Athletic freak, dunking over people. Great shot for high school, a great shot. And his just athletic ability was insane to me. And if y'all watch his highlights, you'll see why I'm mentioning him because he didn't really pan out to the expectations in the NBA. Still, I mean, he's a solid role
yeah.
player, but
They had him up there with LeBron. Like he was gonna be the
yeah, they
next
did.
Yeah.
LeBron coming.
They did
I remember in
for
high school,
sure.
people were making me watch his highlights and stuff. They're like, "It's next LeBron." Next, I'm like, "Hold up, hold up."
Yeah, he was incredible in high school. It
Yeah,
just it just goes to show not everyone that dominates in high school can make the transition to the pro seamlessly. But
Right.
for my pick, that was my honorable mention for my pick. The John Wall. John Wall. Dude,
yeah.
he has the best highlight mixtape I've ever seen in my life, man. Like he was doing 360 layups, behind the back passes. I mean, this guy was incredible in high school. Guys, go look at the tape. John Wall mixtape. In high school, he was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Definitely gonna have to take a look at that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember John Wall. I remember that song came out.
Yeah, yeah. That was captivated the whole country. But guys, let us know down below who has the best high school basketball mixtape of all time. Go ahead and transition to the next topic. Do you think JJ Redick will be a good head coach for the LA Lakers next year?
I'm torn on this. So for me personally, JJ being the head coach for the Lakers is weird to me because he had. I think it's a weird decision because of his relationship with LeBron already.
Hmm.
I mean, they were doing a podcast together. Now he's his coach. I know they just got Bronny too. I just have like that's my concern. Like I just have a real issue of like the strong personal bond between them could like impact them in like a negative way. Uh,
Mm.
that's my biggest concern. I think JJ Redick knows ball. There's no doubt in my mind. Does he say some things I don't necessarily agree with? Yes, but that's any analyst. Uh,
Yeah.
but in terms though, I think he really knows the game of basketball. So I would say I'm worried about it. I don't know how it's going to affect them just yet, but I am concerned about the
Mhm.
relationship prior to this.
Okay.
Yeah, if they can keep that all that personal relationship out from the court and just transition like what they know from basketball and like everything, like I feel like they could actually like be good enough to like I don't know about making the finals, but like still making like maybe like definitely like upper tier conference,
Mm.
championship range.
Oh yeah. I could definitely if they stay healthy, I mean, like with any
That
sport, if they
that's
stay
Yeah,
true.
healthy, true. Um, But I like the hire. Initially, I kind of doubted it, but the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. I think JJ Redick absolutely knows ball, and he's gonna get the best out of these players. He's not gonna play any gimmicks. He's not gonna sugarcoat it. He's gonna be real with you, and I think that's what the Lakers need. They don't need to be babied. They have to have some
Facts.
real leadership on that team in order to get the best out of their players.
I think that, and I think AD has to stay healthy if they want a shot at anything.
Yeah, AD has to be healthy. Absolutely has
Because
to.
like wait, I was it they were in the play in this year. They were in the play in last year, right? So I mean they got Like that's
Yeah,
not great if you're in the play-in multiple years in a row. You're trying to like
yeah,
secure a spot,
that's
Mhm.
true.
and that's a historical franchise that you would think they would be trying their best not to be in a play-in.
Very true. And I'm interested to see year one how much of an impact Dalton Connect makes for that Lakers team because at Tennessee he was really tearing it up. So they drafted him over, I believe, his 17th overall in the draft. But I think he could be a nice scorer to that team that needs help on the perimeter because I mean down low they've got AD, they can score there. LeBron, Austin Reeves, D'Lo, I'm not confident at all in his ability to perform when the pressure gets high. So I think Dalton Connect could really add that extra level of scoring that they need to really compete.
That was the best draft pick that night too.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it
still
was.
hate that draft. I hate that.
The Bronny pick. I
Yeah,
mean, I look at it like this. Bronny James, I think it was a little bit of nepotism, but at the
it
same
was. It
time,
100% was.
I think if he spends a little bit of time in the G League and develops more, he can be a solid player at the end of the bench that can come in. He's a good
That's
defending
a.
guard.
I
He
would.
really is.
I can 100% agree to that. That is the most realistic take I've ever heard anyone say about him. I think that is
Mhm.
perfect. That is exactly what he will be if he goes to G League. He will
Yeah,
be a solid role player off the bench. I
yeah.
don't see him. He's not gonna be his dad. There's no
Oh, heck
shot.
no,
No shot.
dude. No, there's no, there's no
Yeah,
way.
there's no
They
way.
they don't need
I
they
mean,
don't need
that's
him to
good.
be his dad right now, you know?
No,
Yeah,
Like
but
but like,
I mean,
I just don't know if he gets drafted if his name isn't LeBron James Jr. So
yeah, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But if he can develop a shot consistently and just works on his bag a little bit more, he'll be a well-rounded player.
yeah,
So,
I'm not
he's
saying
definitely got the defense.
I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm just saying
No,
I'm just some things I wasn't sure about, and it's
yeah.
something my mind hasn't changed on.
No, I get that. There's always, it's good to be skeptical about some picks that, maybe should not be there where they're at. But let us know down below. Do you think JJ Redick is a good head coach fit for the Lakers? Moving on to the next topic and the final topic, I might add. Build your team outside of the top 10. So basically, what we're meaning by this, everyone, is you can pick a quarterback, running back, two receivers, and tight end outside of the top 10. It can't be inside, but you're still trying to build a good team.
All right, Dylan, you want Firespitter? You want to go first?
yeah, I'd say my quarterback, I'm gonna choose Anthony Richardson.
Oh,
He's so talented right now. Like he may have came off of an injury, but man, he's gonna be dominating for years to come. And against AJ Stroud too, that's just gonna be some good TV. Not gonna lie.
Twice
mhm.
a year. Let's go. I'm excited for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, maybe even 3 times a year.
Hey, I hope that's a
Yeah.
rivalry. I really hope that's a
Right,
big
right.
rivalry.
That's gonna, in my opinion, I think that's gonna be way more of a rivalry than like Trevor Lawrence, and Will Levis, like coming in.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
But Anthony Richardson, and he's got that new back tat ink. I'm telling you, it is nice, clean, clean.
Hmm.
He's definitely my quarterback. Um, my running back, I I can see him if you want to say he's in the top 10, but I can also say he's not in the top 10. It's Kenneth Walker the third from
Okay.
Seattle. Like he's coming into year two. It was like a little dip in production, like not getting 1,000 yards, but I still think he's gonna be really good. He's a dog from Michigan too, like
Mm.
in college. Then say my two receivers, we already talked about him before. I'm gonna keep Amari Cooper on my receiver core, and I will also pick up my boy Jamison Williams. Let's
Oh,
go,
okay.
JMO.
Hey,
Down.
Then for the tight end, I think this guy took strides like just coming off like when they really needed him. Isaiah Likely from the
Mm.
Ravens.
ooh,
I think
That's an
he's
underrated pick.
yeah,
really underrated, but he's really gonna really produce for that team when Mark Andrews leaves, in my opinion.
I
Mm.
agree. I think that's
I
a
like
real
that.
good pick.
I'll let you go ahead next stash.
All
I'll
right.
finish this off.
Okay. I got so on my pick here. I'm taking my QB because I don't think he's top 10. Baker Mayfield. I think he's a solid QB. I try my best to keep my team out of my picks, but I feel like Baker was just a good pick right there.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this guy's top 10. I took Najee Harris
Okay.
as my running back. I think he actually. I was having issues with Najee for a couple of years, and then last year he definitely stepped it up. I still don't think he's top 10 yet, but I think him and Jalen Warren, that combo definitely helped them, especially with Kenny Pickett as your QB. So,
Or Rudolph.
yeah, or Rudolph. My wide receivers, I took Scary Terry.
Ooh.
Okay.
Underrated pick.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
And I don't think, and this guy I think's not top 10, but I think he's looking in, but he's not there just yet. I got Michael Pittman Jr. I like Michael Pittman Jr. a lot.
That's a really good pick.
And then my tight end, I took Luke Musgraves from the Packers.
Ooh.
I love that pick. Absolutely love it. Musgrave and even Tyler Kraft, the other tight end for Green Bay, extremely productive for being that young. And honestly, the Green Bay Packers, as much as I hate them, they probably have the best young roster constructed in the entire league, age-wise, considering it all. But I like that team. I like both of y'all's teams. But Anthony Richardson for my quarterbacks. The Thunder was stolen.
No.
Oh man. I mean, he's on the outside looking in. He has to have a fully healthy season before we can even consider him in the top 10. But I will say this. I think he gets it done this year. I think he has an incredible season running the ball, throwing the ball, to where we can consider him after next year possibly already in the top 10. I know that's lofty expectations for a sophomore seasoned player, but I think that's the standard we have to hold him to with his athletic upside. So I'm putting Anthony Richardson at me at quarterback, running back. I've got Kyron Williams from the Rams. He's not inside the top 10. I've looked on several different sites and different people talking about him. They don't have him inside the top 10, but he runs with such aggression and just his ball carrier vision is impeccable. I mean, he has great vision, great security with the ball, doesn't fumble a lot. And last year, guys, he turned it on towards the end of the season. So, young stud in the making, Kyron Williams at running back. Two receivers. Number one could be debatable for top 10. I think he's on the outside looking in, though. Receiver is such a hard thing to do, though. Like, there's several guys on the outside looking in are fringe top 10 receivers, but I got this guy on my team for versatility, Deebo Samuel.
Okay. I would agree with. He is not top 10, but it's not because he's bad as a bad wide receiver. It's because he just runs the ball a lot too.
Yeah.
It takes away from his stats as a receiver. So
It's definitely like
I think
15, 20 range for sure.
with me and Firespitter here were talking about this earlier. I think that the Niners with Ricky Pearsall, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk, if they can, and CMC, if that offense the ball could go anywhere. Like it's just crazy what they can do with that team.
You got
really
too many players. You got to use both your fingers.
Yeah, you have so many stars. Joe
Exactly,
Kittle,
man.
my bad, Kittle too.
Crazy,
Yeah.
But I mean, ultimately, all three of us try to construct the best team with players outside the top 10 that mesh well with each other. So, chemistry fit wise, my wide receiver 2 makes a lot of sense outside of the top 10, Mr. T. Higgins himself.
Okay,
I
like
like this fit because he's a jump ball, go and get it, tall receiver, while Deebo can be the versatile guy. Kyron Williams be the ground and pound guru guy, get a lot of yards on the ground with Anthony Richardson as well. I mean, goodness. So my tight end pick to finish it off is Dalton Kincaid. I love the athletic ability. Outside looking in, I think he's not a top 10 tight end yet, but after next year, maybe. So that's my team.
I love the tight end pick.
Yeah, that was solid.
Picks too.
I liked
Yes,
all
sir.
our teams here.
I'm pretty sure we all picked, like, you picked the T. Higgins, right? We had T. Higgins on your keeper. I had
Yep.
Amari Cooper on my keeper, and you had
Did.
Michael Pittman.
Hey, whoa,
Yeah,
what is
that's-
that?
That's kind of
funny, isn't it?
weird. That's
It's
kind of weird.
coincidence.
That is weird.
But hey guys, let us know down below in the comments which team did you like the best between Stash, JT, and Firespitter for outside the top 10 guys looking in. But that is all, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thunder Sports Pod TSP. Thanks you for watching it. Like and sub if you haven't already. Comment down below. Share the video. TikTok, same handle, Thunder Sports Pod. But thank you for the special guest joining us today. It's been a blast.
Thank you.
We
I
out.
appreciate being on.